Stop. Before you book that overseas flight, before you pack your bags for that long holiday to see the grandkids, there is something you absolutely need to know. Because from September 2026, the rules for Australian pensioners traveling overseas are changing. And if you get this wrong, you could come home to a much smaller pension payment than you expected. Some pensioners could lose part of their payment completely just by staying away a few weeks too long. In this video, I am going to walk you through exactly how long you can stay overseas on the age pension. What happens to your money at 6 weeks, at 12 weeks, and at 26 weeks, and the one date in 2026 that changes everything. Stay with me until the very end, because the last thing I share could literally save you thousands of dollars a year. Welcome back to Centrelink Age Pension, the channel where we break down everything you need to know about your pension, your payments, and your entitlements in plain, simple English. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss an update that affects your money. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, because it helps this information reach more pensioners who really need to hear it. Now let us get straight into it. The big question everyone is asking right now is this: how long can an Australian pensioner stay overseas without losing their pension? The short answer is that your age pension can actually be paid for the whole time you are outside Australia, even if you leave to live in another country permanently. Australia is one of the more generous countries in the world when it comes to pension portability. But, and this is a big but, the amount you receive can change depending on how long you are away, and that is where so many people get caught out. Let me break this down step by step, because there are really 3 critical milestones you need to burn into your memory: 6 weeks, 12 weeks, and 26 weeks. Let us start with the first 6 weeks. For the first 6 weeks, you are outside Australia. Generally, nothing changes. Your full age pension keeps rolling into your bank account, including your pension supplement at the full rate and your energy supplement. So if you are just popping over to Bali for a few weeks or visiting family in New Zealand for a month, you do not need to stress. Your payment stays exactly the same. But here is where it starts to bite. Once you pass 6 weeks outside Australia, things begin to change. After 6 weeks, your pension supplement drops down to the basic rate, and your energy supplement stops completely. That might not sound like much, but over a year, those supplements add up to real money. Money you rely on for your bills, your groceries, and your power costs. On top of that, your pensioner concession card is cancelled after 6 weeks away. Now, if you come back to Australia, your supplements go back to the normal rate, and you can get your concession card reissued. So it is not the end of the world for a short trip. But you need to know it happens. Now, milestone number 2 is 26 weeks, and this is the one that has applied for years. Once you have been outside Australia for 26 weeks, your pension rate is recalculated based on something called your Australian working life residence. Sounds complicated, but it is actually simple. It just means how long you lived in Australia between the age of 16 and age pension age. Here is the rule. If you were an Australian resident for 35 years or more, your pension rate generally will not change even after 26 weeks overseas. You keep the full amount. But if you lived in Australia for less than 35 years, your pension gets proportionalized. That means you only get a percentage of the full pension based on how many of those 35 years you actually lived here. For example, if you only lived in Australia for 17 and a half years, you would get roughly half the full rate. And that reduced rate stays in place the whole time you are overseas until you return to Australia. For migrants who came to Australia later in life, this can be a massive cut to their income. I am talking hundreds of dollars a fortnight. And now, here is the brand new change. The one with that 2026 date you saw in the title. Listen carefully, because this is the most important part of this entire video. From the 20th of September 2026, the rules around the pension supplement are tightening. If you are outside Australia on or after the 20th of September 2026, your pension supplement will stop completely after 12 weeks if your travel is short-term. And if you are leaving Australia to live overseas permanently, your pension supplement stops immediately. Not after 6 weeks, not after 12 weeks, immediately. So let me make this crystal clear with an example. Right now, if you head overseas for an extended holiday, you keep a reduced supplement after 6 weeks, and the full supplement structure largely continues in some form. But from the 20th of September 2026, once your trip crosses 12 weeks, the pension supplement stops altogether. That is money straight out of your pocket every single fortnight you remain overseas. So what does this mean for you in practical terms? Let me give you some real-world scenarios. Scenario 1. You are going on a 4-week cruise or visiting family for a month. You are completely fine. Full pension, full supplements, nothing changes. Scenario 2. You are spending 8 weeks overseas visiting your children in the United Kingdom. Your basic pension keeps coming, but after 6 weeks, your pension supplement reduces to the basic rate. Your energy supplement stops, and your concession card is cancelled until you return. Scenario 3. You are escaping the Australian winter and spending 4 months overseas. Now you are past the 12-week mark. Under the new rules from September 2026, your pension supplement stops completely, and depending on your working life residence, you could also be heading toward that proportional rate at 26 weeks. Scenario 4. You are moving overseas permanently, maybe retiring to Thailand, Italy, or back to your country of birth. From the day you leave after the new rules kick in, your pension supplement stops immediately. And at 26 weeks, your pension becomes proportional to your Australian working life residence unless you have the full 35 years. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Can I get around this? Is there any way to keep the full payment? Here are the key things you can actually do. First, know your number. Find out your Australian working life residence. If you have lived in Australia for 35 years or more between age 16 and pension age, you are in the strongest position. Your base pension rate is protected even on long stays. You can check this by calling Services Australia or looking at your Centrelink online account through MyGov. Second, always tell Centrelink before you travel. This is not optional. You must notify Services Australia of your travel plans. You can do this through your Centrelink online account linked to MyGov, through the Express Plus Centrelink app, or by calling them. If you fail to notify and you are overpaid, you will end up with a debt. And Centrelink debts are no joke. They will recover that money. Third, plan your trips around the milestones. If keeping your full payment matters to you, keep short trips under 6 weeks. If you are doing a longer trip, understand exactly what stops at 6 weeks, at 12 weeks under the new 2026 rules, and at 26 weeks, and budget accordingly. Fourth, check if your destination country has a social security agreement with Australia. Australia has agreements with around 30 countries, including places like New Zealand, the United Kingdom, the United States, Italy, Greece, and many more. These agreements can sometimes help you qualify for payments or protect your entitlements in ways the standard rules do not. This is especially important if you are thinking of retiring overseas permanently. Fifth, and this one is huge, get advice before a permanent move. Moving overseas permanently on the pension is a big financial decision with consequences for your supplements, your concession card, your Medicare, and your rate of payment. Talk to Services Australia's International Services line before you go. It is free, and it could save you from a very expensive mistake. Now let me quickly address the question I get asked all the time. Will the age pension itself ever completely stop if I stay overseas too long? For most pensioners, no. Unlike some other Centrelink payments, the age pension has unlimited portability for the base pension. That means the core payment can continue indefinitely overseas. What changes is the amount, through proportionalization after 26 weeks if you have less than 35 years residence, and the add-ons, like the pension supplement and energy supplement, which stop much sooner. But there are exceptions, particularly if you were granted the pension under a Social Security agreement or you only recently became eligible. So again, check your personal situation before making big plans. Let us do a quick recap because I want this to stick. For the first 6 weeks overseas, nothing changes. After 6 weeks, your pension supplement drops to the basic rate, your energy supplement stops, and your concession card is canceled. From the 20th of September 2026, if you are overseas, your pension supplement stops completely after 12 weeks of short-term travel, or immediately if you are leaving to live overseas. And after 26 weeks, your base pension becomes proportional to your Australian working life residence, unless you have 35 years or more. 35 years is the magic number that protects your full rate. These rules might sound harsh, but knowledge is power. The pensioners who get caught out are always the ones who did not know the rules before they left. You are now not one of them. If this video helped you understand the overseas pension rules, do me one favor. Share it with a friend or family member who is on the age pension or about to claim it. There are so many pensioners out there planning trips right now who have no idea about the September 2026 change, and one share from you could save them a serious amount of money. And if you have a question about your own situation, drop it in the comments below. I read as many as I can, and your question might even become the topic of a future video. Thank you so much for watching Centrelink Age Pension. Subscribe, tap that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video with more updates that put money knowledge in your hands. Until then, travel smart, stay informed, and look after yourself. See you next time.